We're now going to hear from two other speakers, Sirazul and Nijam Mohammed. They're representatives of the Rohingya community, and as they come up to speak, I'm just going to give a few words of introduction to them both. Nijam Uddin is the Secretary of the British Rohingya Community Organisation, and Sirazul Uddin is a Year 12 student at Grange Technology College in Bradford. Nijam was amongst the many Rohingya driven out of Burma in an earlier wave of persecution and forced to live in the camp at Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh. Sirazul was born in the camp. They were among a small number of Rohingyas who resettled to Britain in 2008 in a programme run by the UN High Commission for Refugees. They have helped to found and run the British Rohingya community to campaign for the right of Rohingyas to return to Burma with full civil rights in that country, to collect aid for the families in the camps and to support the community here in Britain. You are very, very welcome. Thank you for coming.
Good afternoon, conference, and Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
I am stood in front of you with a very heavy heart. I am distraught. I am almost hopeless. I am seeking your hand of support and friendships. I am a Rohingya. I am a Burmese from Arakan. We are stateless in our own country, the country that our forefathers lived for hundreds of years. The country where our forefathers were independence movement leaders. The country where our forefathers were MPs, ministers, and held important posts in the government. But today we are stateless, unwanted, subjected to ethnic cleansing. We are at the mercy of a ferocious military junta and extremist Buddhist vigilantes. Our crime? We are ethnic minority. We had full citizenship. We had our homes. We had our communities. We had our villages. We had our business. We had job in governments. We had properties. We had schools. We had college. Our forefathers went to the Rangoon universities. But today we are nobody. We are stateless in our own country. To understand what happened to us, you need to know a timeline from 1784 to 1962. In 1784, Burmese king conquered Kingdom of Arakan, homeland of the Rohingya. In 1826, Arakan ceded from Burma and joined British India. In 1886, Britain defeated the Burmese king and conquered whole of Burma, and Arakan became a province of British Burma. From 1942 to 1945, Japan conquered Burma from Britain during Second World War. Rohingya fought on the side of Britain. Burmese fought on the side of Japan. Burmese army known as Temado was formed by the Japanese. In 1948, Burma given independence by the Britain with a clear pledge that all ethnic communities living in Burma in 1948 will be full citizens of Burma. In 1962, the Temado dominated by Burma. Burmese took power via a military coup, and our misery started. Temado hated us. Temado supported the Japanese Imperial Army during the Second World War, and with the Arakanese Burmese supported Britain and the Allied forces during the Second World War. That is our crime. As soon as the military took the power, they started persecuting us because of our rule in the Second World War. In 1982, our Burmese citizenship was cancelled. We protested. We appealed to the world, but no response. Even Britain had a responsibility for us, as the colonial master did not speak out. What does it mean to be a statelessness? In our own country, we cannot own any property or business. In our own country, We cannot travel freely. We cannot attend a state school or universities. We cannot marry without prior permission. We cannot have more than 2 children. We cannot take any legal actions against the state or the military if even they commit criminal acts. We can only live in areas designated for us by the military. We are Rohingya, we are Burmese. We supported Aung San Suu Kyi when she fought for democracy. We knew only a democratic government will look after all the people of Burma, not the military. We supported National League for Democracy, NLD, which is Aung San Suu Kyi's party. In 1991 election, she got a landslide in Rakhine State, but she was not allowed to form a government, and she was put under house arrest. We campaigned for her release. Now she is free. Is the first state councillor of Myanmar. But today she remained quiet while Rohingya villages are being burning down, while Rohingya children are being killed, while Rohingya women are being raped, while unarmed Rohingyas are being shot down like animals, while thousands of Rohingya are fleeing from their homeland because of terror and persecution. Currently, there are 100,000 of Rohingya in camps in Bangladesh and 10,000 of more in India, Pakistan, Malaysia, and Indonesia. We are weeks away from the beginning of the monsoon season in Bangladesh. It needs only a mudslide or the spreading of a single disease for my people to die in thousands in a matter of days. The genocide, combined with the position of my people in the world, is the reason why the United Nations has declared us the world's most persecuted people in the world. That is why we are the people considered to be most likely to become extinct. We have come here to tell you a little bit of our history, of who we are and what is happening to us. We have come because the Myanmar government is denial of their own actions. The Myanmar media, like their government, does not even recognize my people. We have come to this country 10 years ago. We are finally finding our voice, finally finding our strength after being refugee and stateless for so long. This is not our country. We are in a better state. We have come here to talk to you because you are the educator of this country. You have a strong voice and you have the power. The power to make a better world for our global community. We asked many people to help us. Only a few people came forward. Some work in the local council and some are from our local community in Bradford. But there are some people who not only welcome us, but who have come to us and have given us help and support. They have given us direction and strength and hope. And above all, they have given us friendship. These are all the teachers of the national education unions. That is why we have come to your conference, to speak to our friends, the ones with a voice for hopes. Please continue to support the world's most persecuted people of Rohingya. Thank you very much. Now I would like my brother to speak.
Thank you. Good afternoon, conference. My name is Siraz al-Islam. I am 18 years old, and I am lucky enough to have an education. I am lucky enough to attend a secondary school. I am lucky enough to do my A-levels. It is strange coming to such a large event, such a large conference, and being given the chance to speak a few words about my experience and what it's like to have a chance at gaining education, and what it's like to have an opportunity to learn. I just realized you're all teachers, so it makes me even more nervous. When I was a little boy in refugee camp in Bangladesh, what I hated most was going to school. But I did love education. The teachers were very cruel. We had to sit on the floor, which was very cold, chant loudly, and had very few books and resources. This all changed. My parents and I came to the UK in 2009. I was 8 years old then. We were given a nice place to live in. We were given shelter. We were given food. We were given our basic human rights. And people from the council helped us settle in. And then, when I went to school, I saw what education should be like. It was an eye-opener. A brand new school with only 30 students in a class instead of 60 or 70 or 90. I liked it. In fact, I loved it. And everyone had chairs to sit on, and the teachers were very kind. The teachers were helpful. They understood my situation. And I believe one of my first and favorite teacher, Mr. Narayan, lays in the crowd somewhere. There. The difference in education was immense. From having no books or little books to having big resources and a lot of help from teachers. But I was lost. I could not understand anyone. I could not verbally communicate. However, I managed to gather the courage to overcome this barrier and made good friends in school. The teachers were very supportive. I now love school and education. I am doing A-level history, English, and sociology. I have passed all my subjects with A stars in English and 4 other subjects. I was elected as school's deputy head boy, and I'm currently running for head boy. And to relish this opportunity of education, I want to study law at university and become a human rights specialist. To help my people and other people around the world who are going through the same difficult situation. But with all the good things happening in my life right now, I still think of my small brothers and sisters back in camp, my small brothers and sisters in Myanmar who are getting persecuted, who do not have a chance to go to school, who do not have a chance to have an education, who does not have a chance to exercise their basic human rights. I feel the pain. I know the feeling of hopelessness. And what I can say is the only solution for us is to stand up to racism and hatred, stand up to bigotry and intolerance, and stand up to fascism. We as a community 50, 60 years ago promised as humans that we will never let a genocide happen again. We stopped apartheid in South Africa, and I hope we should stop apartheid in Burma. We have to look at organized labor like yourself and give the lead and stand up for the weakest in our community and give them a voice. No one in this world should be stateless just because a genocide regime says so. We should stand up as one. Please support and help the Rohingya people get their education and their citizenship back. Thank you.
Well, you said you'd found your voices. You certainly have found your voices, and you certainly found a lot of people, absolutely delighted to hear you speak today. I think if we had a vote in your election, Sirazul, you would be head boy tomorrow. So if there's any way we can get a vote, that would be great. I should say that the union has written to Boris Johnson to take up the campaign on behalf of the Rohingya, and I think it's certainly a campaign we will be doing more on. And you say that you were standing here in front of teachers, but I think actually today you were teaching us. So thank you very much for coming here today.